welcome back to Stylish Naija YouTube channel. I want to say thank you to all of my subscribers. Thank you so much for subscribing to Stylish Naija YouTube channel. I appreciate your love and all of your support. Okay, so if you are new to Stylish Naija YouTube channel, you are very and highly welcome. If you have not subscribed, please, I will appreciate if you hit on the subscribe button on the side and then hit on the bell also to get an update whenever I upload a new video. Okay, so today in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to do a ready to wear English dress. So, and this dress is a ready to wear English dress, is like a gown dress. So I'm going to show you how to finish it properly and nicely, so it will look like an already made dress. So that's what we're going to be doing. It is a simple process. Even as a beginner, you will be able, after watching this video, you should and will be able to sew this ready to wear top. Okay, so my online classes, for if you want to register for Stylish Naija online classes, you can see my number scrolling through the screen. Just send me a message on WhatsApp and then I'll give you the details of the classes that I have available. So the fabric that I'm going to be using for this, because it is a ready to wear English dress, I'm going to be making use of a crepe fabric, and this is 2 yards of crepe material that I will be using. So crepe, they are really good if you want to go into ready to wear for English dresses. Crepe are like the number one use. Okay, so I'm going to show you how. I'm just going to use a paper illustration to show you how I'm going to be folding my fabric to make it easy. Okay, so let's just get started. You can follow me on all of my social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, all at Stylish Naija. Okay, so I'm just going to use this as like a quick sketch on how to cut this dress. So this is the full length that I'm going to be making use of. So this is my shoulder measurement. So after the shoulder, you insert your armhole. On the chest line part, you come in a little bit, because if you notice that that part is tight. You come in, and then as you come out, you open up your hand. You open up like an A line. So it is like an A line. Okay, so when you get to the down part of your blouse of your blouse top, creating out the A line, you are going to determine how wide, that's how high you want the side, the asymmetric part of the dress to be. So you come up, so you determine that, and then you come up, and from that part like this, you just slope it into the sharp part, into the tip, that's like the center part of of your your gown. You just split it into it like this, and then you come cut out. So at the end of the day, so you see what we have. So you see that it is a very simple process. It is looking like what we have there on the picture. So this is just simple what we are going to be doing with our fabrics. So for you not to get confused for the beginners, that's why I'm doing this. So now I'm going to fold my fabric now. So mine now, I'll fold my fabric into four, because I'm not adding a zipper to my own. So I'll fold everything, both the back and the front, I'll fold them together. So if you are adding a zipper, you can cut it out, fold it 2 times. The back piece, you add your zipper allowance to it. Okay, so you see my fabric. So I folded it into two. So now it is folded into four. So I just want you to note, because I'm cutting the back and the front the same. So that is why I'm folding into four. So I'll fold it like this. The measurements that we need, the first measurement is the full length of our gown. That's what I need. So for my length, I'm going to be using 46. So this is going to be like my startup line, 46, because of the folding and the shoulder stitch. So I'm using 46 inches. So the next measurement that I'm going to add is my shoulder line measurement. So from this point, I'm going to measure my shoulder, which is 14. So I'm going to add 1 inch. And then from this point, I'm going to measure my armhole measurement. So for my armhole, I'm going to use 8 inches. So this is my armhole measurement. And then I'll curve it in like this. And then from this point, I'll create out my slope. So I'm going to slope it in. And then I'm going to come to my bust part. So for my bust point, I'm going to come like this. And then I'll measure 10. So this 10 inches, this is where I'll insert my bust measurement. So normally my bust measurement because it is a free dress, so it's just tight a little bit around the bust area. The other part, you are the one that will determine how wide you want the other part to be. So my bust is 36. So when you divide 36 into 4, you have 9 inches. So this is 9 inches for my bust. So I'm going to add a little bit of allowance to it. So I'll add about 1 inch allowance to it. So from this point, I'm just going to mark like this because I want it to be a little bit fitted. So 1 inch is enough. So from this point like this, I'm going to come to my waist measurement. So my waist measurement, I'm using 19 for my waist. So from this part, I'm going to determine how wide I want the waist part to be. So for this part, for the waist part, I'm going to use, because I want it to slope like this, like an A line down. So I'm going to use 14 inches. I'm going to use 14 inches. So it is a free measurement. So from this point, I'm just going to slope this into my 14 inches point. So it's this part, this chest part that will be tight. So from this part, I'm just going to move my fabric. I'm going to come to the down part. So my fabric is folded, remember. So I have 16 at the hem. So from this part, I'm just going to slope it into that 16 to have that flared, like an A-line shape at the down of my gown. So if you want it very big, you can decide to fold it like if it's half circle flare. So mine, I don't want it to be too big. So you see how it is. So I'm going to just trim off this excess. So the down part, I have 16 inches. So you see how the top part is. So I'm going to cut out now. I'll just do the trimming. Okay, so we have our gown. So you see it is looking like an A-line gown. So the next thing now, you are going to determine where you want your asymmetric part, how high you want it to be. So I'm just going to come now. So this is the full length of my blouse, of my dress. Since the full length is 46, so that part I'm going to I'm going to use about, normally you can set to use 10 inches, but I don't want to use 10 inches. That's come up by 10 inches. So I'm going to come up to about 32 inches. So what I have now, I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 15 inches. So I'm going to come to about 32 inches. So 32 inches is okay for me. So this is 32 inches here. So from this 32 inches is where I'm going to flip to the center now. So I'm just going to come like this. This is my 32 inches, because the higher you go on the side, the more triangle you will get. So if you are here, the triangle will not be obvious, but the more you go up, the more the triangle. So I'm dropping it. So I'm using 32 inches. So from this point, I'm just going to slope it into the center. So I hope you can see it. So this is like creating a basque. So I'm going to cut it out now. So at the end of the day, so you see what we have. It is a very simple process. So the next thing now, I'm going to add the neckline. So the neckline, it is a high neckline. So I'm just going to, so I want mine, I want it to be really high. So I'm going to come here. I'll measure 3 inches width. And then after the 3 inches, I'm going to come here. The depth of the neckline, I'm going to use 3 inches for the front neckline. So I'll just curve it in like this. And then the back neckline, I'll use 1 inch. So I'll curve it in like this. So this is the back neckline, and then this is the front neckline. I want it high. So I'll cut out the back neckline first, and then I will cut out the front neckline now. So because this is a crepe, so I'm not going to be lining it. So I'm going to cut the front neckline on this one that does not have so much chalk. So I hope you get what I'm trying to do. So for my neckline, I'm going to create a facing that I'm going to use. So I'm going to open this up so you see, wow, this looks so beautiful. I wish you can see it. It actually came out beautiful. Yeah, it is. It is beautiful. So the next thing for the back piece, I'm going to put a cut at the back. You know, I told you I'm not adding any zipper to it. So I'm just going to open up the center back. So I'll come down to about 7 inches. So because you know the neckline is high, so I'll be able to put it on. So this part, I'm going to use a bias and turn this part. So the next thing, I'll go on stage. Okay, so since this is a sleeveless dress, I'm going to show you a very clean way of finishing it like an already made dress. So you see those dresses that you buy, so you can see like what I have here. So you see how neatly finished. So this is what I was talking about for the back neckline. So you see how the back neckline is looking like. So I'm going to show you how to do that kind of finishing right now. So this part, this is like the savage of this fabric. So I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to make use of it. So I'll fold into four because what I'm trying to do. So I'll just show you. So let's use the back piece. So this is how it will stay. So you can determine how wide you want, how long, that's the length you want it your facing to be. So you see how it's going to look like. It is a simple process. So I'm going to stitch it. It's a sleeveless dress. I'm going to stitch here like this. I will stitch the neckline, stitch this part, and then stitch this part. So and then turn. So you have neat finishing around the armhole, neat finishing on the back and front neckline, and then you turn it, and then this comes down into your fabric. So I hope you understand. So I'm going to just cut out. So I'll take it over to my machine now. On the wrong side, I'm going to stitch like this. Stitch my neckline, come like this, stitch, and then stitch, and then I'll turn it and iron it. So it's a simple process. Okay, so you can see I finished stitching. So you see how neat. So you see the back of my dress. You see it is looking so neat and clean. So you see the inside. So you see how the inside is looking. So you would the inches that I used for this was about 9 inches. So you can, if you want this, for if you are making this dress, now if you want to sell, I would advise you can come down as your facing should come down to at least 10 inches, no, 11 inches will be okay, or 12 inches, it will still work out. So this is the back, so you could see how beautiful the back is looking, and then I'll show you the front of the dress also. So you see the armhole part, so that's what I'm trying to tell you. So you see it is neatly finished. Okay, so you see the inside of the front. So you see it is looking like those already made dresses. You would agree with me how they look, the inside, how they look. So it is simple. The next thing we're going to do now is just for us to join the back and the front. And we are done with this dress. Okay, so since this kind of dresses, you will use an overlock seam for the down part. What I mean by overlock is the lining. Sorry, weaving, that's the local name here. So that is called an overlock. So this part, so you see the shoulder part. So I'm going to take it like this now, and then I'm going to stitch. I'm going to take it like this. I'll go and stitch this, and then I will stitch it round to have that clean finish from the inside. So this part also, so you see the right side facing right side, and then I will take this also and then I will stitch it round also. So you see the armhole part, so you see my armhole is looking neat, is together. And then the next thing, after joining the shoulder on my shoulder line, so for this back part you can decide if you want to add a button to it. You can just put or use a hook and eye. So it depends on what you want, how you want to do the back. So I think mine, I'm just going to use a hook and eye. It will be okay. Another way that you can finish this, you can use a tiny, like a tiny strap like this. You can attach it and then you have a little button on it. So it goes in like this. So you can do that if you are going to sell. So you should finish it properly. Those people, those of you that have taken my ready to wear class before, they understand everything that I'm saying here. So the next thing after this, you take out your body measurement. So it depends on the size that you're making this dress. So you take out your body, your full body measurement. So if it is a size 10, you already know the measurements, the bust of size 10, and then you use that. So the actual measurement for this dress, the part that needs to be fitted is just the bust part. The other part is a free part. So I'll just go ahead, join my shoulder, and then join the side, and then I'll put it on the mannequin for you to see the final look. I'm just so excited for this dress. Okay, so you see the finishing. So you see the inside. So you see it's looking like those turkey wears. You see how neat it is looking. See the inside. See the closing of the shoulders, clean and neat. So this part, because of the savage, you don't need to use an overlock again. But if you are doing this for those of you that are into ready to wear, you are going to need a savage. You are going to need an overlock. So once you are done, you just overlock all of the edges of your dress to make it neat and clean. So I'm just going to put it on the mannequin now for you to see the final look. So for the down, I'm going to use an overlock seam to lock it. So you can still use an hemming gun to close it on the down part. Okay guys, so at the end of the day, you can see how our dress looks like, our simple ready to wear gown top. So you can actually make this, for those of you that are into ready to wear, you can actually make these pieces and you can sell to as much persons as you want. So if you want the down part of this dress to be bigger than this, you can actually fold it like a flay. I actually folded mine like an A line. So you can use another pattern, another method of folding it like a flay, or using a 180-degree flip pattern. So thank you so much. If you find this video helpful, I would appreciate if you hit on the like button to make me know you appreciate what I did in this video. So thank you so much. I'll see you in my next video. You can drop your questions on the comment section.